Kosta, we've got so much to talk about tonight. The White House shows whole, communism's running wild, and texting about how you're a Nazi. Good idea or bad idea? I investigate. So let's get into the headlines. Come on. The government shutdown is now in its third week. Countless federal employees aren't being paid. Food stamps will run out soon, and there's no end in sight. But not to worry. President Trump is working day and night to build a ballroom. It's exactly what you voted for, coal miners in Pennsylvania. 90,000 gilded square feet for Trump to do the jerk-off dance in. Got it. But if you're worried such a renovation might damage the people's house, let Donald Trump put your fears to rest.
It won't interfere with the current building. It'll be near it, but not touching it, and pays total respect to the existing building, which I'm the biggest fan of. It's my favorite.
Yeah, it's my favorite. I never want to leave, and I'm never going to. I believe it's his favorite building, though. He loves the history, the decor, the immunity from criminal convictions that it provides. But great. The White House itself is going to be fine. They're not going to touch it. They're not even going to touch it.
This morning, demolition day at the White House. Crews tearing down walls as construction for President Trump's 90,000 square foot ballroom ramps up.
It looks like they touched it. I mean, holy shit. Who's his general contractor? Bin Laden and Sons? Apparently, not touching the White House turned into demolishing the White House. And for what? Does he really need a ballroom attached to his home? I mean, it would be good to have one room where Barron didn't have to crouch, but still. I mean, they're tearing apart the entire East Wing. I hope there's nothing important going on there.
Constructed in 1902, the East Wing houses the office of the First Lady.
That's harsh. That's harsh. Do you think Trump warned Melania in advance, or did a crane just scoop her up mid-bubble bath? Let's move on. You might remember that last week there was a little bit of a scandal where members of the Young Republicans group had a bunch of their texts leaked where they reportedly made jokes about sending people to gas chambers and how much they loved Hitler. But it was a one-time thing. And now, hopefully, the Republican Party can move on from this isolated incident of Nazi text messages, right? Right? Right?
President Trump's nominee to lead the Office of Special Counsel is in jeopardy after the publication of a group chat.
The nominee, Paul Ingrassia, saying, "I do have a Nazi streak in me from time to time. Quote, I will admit it."
First of all, why do these guys who think they're the master race always look like this? It's never a Hemsworth. It's always a big toe with eyes. But yes, we have yet another Republican apparently sending Nazi texts. And I've never heard someone say they have a Nazi streak before. That's by far the worst streak you can have. Even worse than the streaks I got freshman year in high school. Look at that. And when you see his other reported texts, you know it wasn't a streak. It was more like a lifestyle.
Ingrassia allegedly wrote, "Never trust a Chinaman or Indian, never." Ingrassia uses an Italian-American equivalent of the N-word, saying, quote, "No blank holidays, from Kwanzaa to MLK Jr. Day to Black History Month to Juneteenth," adding, "Every single one needs to be eviscerated."
In one exchange, he wrote MLK Jr. was the 1960s George Floyd, and his holiday should be ended and tossed into the seventh circle of hell where it belongs. That prompted another participant to respond, "Jesus Christ."
Wow. Wow. You know you're racist when even the guys in your racist group chat are like, Jesus Christ, that was racist. Look, in general, I try not to judge people on what they say in private. Our group chats should be a safe space to express ourselves, where someone can say, I don't know, that they can't shake these feelings about their hot cousin Stephanie. By the way, Stephanie, you never replied to that. But the point is, I don't love people getting scrutinized for their private thoughts. But on the other hand, what I don't love even more is Nazis getting nominated to our government. Because I, Michael Kosta, believe Nazis are bad. And that's my brave political stance of the day. Thank you. I know, I'm a hero. Now, to be fair, having a paper trail of offensive comments isn't just a Republican phenomenon. Up in Maine, there's a Democrat named Graham Plattner running for Senate, and he was getting a lot of momentum until this happened.
CNN reviews social media posts, mostly made under Plattner's Reddit handle 5 years ago, that were deleted ahead of his campaign launch. In them, he once called himself a communist, dismissed all police as bastards, and said rural white Americans actually are racist and stupid.
Ooh, oh boy, a communist who hates police and thinks rural white people are stupid. Mr. Plattner, you must step down from Maine's Senate race and move to Brooklyn to be their anointed king. I'm kidding. I think Plattner still has a chance. Sure, his posts are offensive to rural white Americans, but keep in mind, most of them can't read. But hey, it's at least refreshing that we found someone's old posts. And for once, they weren't saying racist things about black people.
In another controversial comment, Plattner referenced his time bartending, asking why black customers, quote, don't tip.
Okay, so now I'm having a hard time figuring out this guy's politics. He's like, we got to stop the police from abusing these cheap black people. Keep in mind, he's from Maine, so the stereotype he's relying on is based on the one black guy from Maine. And that black guy is actually just a white guy who likes hip-hop. And this is why I never post on Reddit. Well, that and I'm banned, okay? Apparently, Ask Me Anything doesn't include asking for butthole pics. And, again, my apologies to historian Doris Kearns Goodwin. There's a lot of strange jokes here, and you guys are doing a great job with it. I just want you to know. But look, I'm not going to pretend that these two guys are the same or that what they said is even on the same level. And one of the ways you can differentiate them is how they respond to their leaks. Graham Plattner, let's start with you. You asked why black people don't tip. Please report to the nearest podcast and explain what you meant.
What's your response to people who hear that and think that is like textbook racism and it's offensive?
I remember this time when I had first started bartending, and then I had a conversation with a friend of mine who was black, who was a bartender, who did a great job of walking me through structural injustice and the fact of feelings of lack of agency. There were a whole bunch of reasons, and after that I was like, oh yeah, that makes absolutely perfect sense.
Okay, there you go. Plattner says, I thought black people didn't tip, but then I talked to a black person, and now I still think black people don't tip. But it's because of structural injustice. I give that apology a solid B-. And I will say, they should add that as an option to the iPad screen. 20%, 10%, or making up for structural injustice. I would do that. But okay, Plattner acknowledged his mistake and learned from it, which is great to see. Plus, love the hair, okay? Now, what about Mr. Nazi Streak, Mr. Let's Send MLK Jr. Day to Hell? Let's see how he responded to his scandal.
Now, reached for comment by Politico, and Gracia's attorney said in this age of AI, authentication of allegedly leaked messages is extremely difficult.
Okay, first off, if your apology starts with, in this age of AI, that's not a great apology. Babe, did you forget to flush the toilet? Listen, honey, in this age of AI... He didn't even say AI doctored his messages. He just said, AI exists, deal with it. I'm sorry, sir, but that apology is not going to cut it. If you think the administration of Donald J. Trump will tolerate Nazi rhetoric and ideas, the White House doors are closed to you, okay? But you can enter through the hole in the East Wing, because it's wide open. Now, for more on the response to both scandals, we go to Maine with our very own Ronny Chieng. Ronny, what's the latest on these leaked messages?
Well, they make me sick, Michael. Nobody should be writing racist shit online.
Thank you. Thank you. I totally agree, Ronny.
They should be saying racist shit in person, all right? That way there's no paper trail so they can keep saying racist things.
I thought you were going to say people just shouldn't be racist at all.
Don't be such a stupid white moron, all right? People are always going to be racist. But before technology, you just quietly be whispering it to your friends, all right? And for example, you walk by me, and then I say to my Asian friend, like, wow, can you believe he wears those shoes from the subway into his bed? What a gross race of people. And then I walk by you, and then you turn to your white friend, and then you'd say racist things about Asians, like what would you say about
I don't
Asian
say
people?
racist things about Asian people.
Oh, come on, man. I already said my racist thing, all right? This is a safe space. Just go, you round-eyed giraffe.
All right. You're asking me to. So I guess if I said anything, if I have to, it would be stop taking so many pictures, you know? Like, you asked me. The internet exists. How many photos of the Empire State Building do you need, you know?
Wow. Wow, that was so racist, okay? We need those pictures because of structural injustice.
Look. You made me say it. You made me say it.
No. It's okay. It's okay because we didn't write it down. So no one's ever gonna know how racist you are.
Okay. Can we just get back on track? Do you think this is gonna derail any of these men's political careers?
Oh, no, probably not. I mean, the Nazi guy's Republican, so his approval rating went up, and the guy from Maine is in Maine, where everyone's on heroin, so they got bigger problems, all right? Also, racial curiosity is not a bad thing. I mean, he's got questions about black people, just like I've got questions about white people. For example, I've always wanted to ask, why don't white people wash their legs?
Okay, I'll answer you in good faith, Ronny. It's because our maids do it for us.
Oh. Okay, see, this is great. We are healing the nation with this dialogue.
Yeah.
And now you get to ask me a question.
This feels like a trap.
No.
Okay, all right. I guess I've always wondered why I always see Asian people driving so poorly. I mean.
Oh, yeah. No, it's fine. No. I'll tell you why. It's because you're a racist. That's why.
Damn it, Ronny.
You.
Set me up again.
Yeah, well. Yeah, and
you set me up.
Yeah, but you fell for it because Asians are smarter than you.
That's true. That's true. You people are smart.
Whoa, what do you mean, you people?
You know what? Look, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm growing, and I will try to do better.
Thank you, Michael. I appreciate your apology to Asian people.
And maybe you want to apologize for what you said about white people?
Well, I didn't say anything. That was AI.
Ronny Chieng, everyone.